Hey February, welcome back to another episode of In My Kitchen by Doris. So if it's your first time here, my name is Doris, but I prefer to be called Favor, hence the name of my channel, My Life as Favor. On here, I share content on faithful living, homemaking, and womanhood. And on homemaking, I like to share recipes every Saturday like this one. So if you find this interesting, then go ahead and subscribe. So in today's episode of In My Kitchen by Doris, I'm going to be sharing how I make my tilapia very juicy in the oven. I'm sharing this recipe because it was a request. When I shared this on my WhatsApp status, I had 5 people requesting that I share the recipe with them, and I'll be addressing some complaints that I got too particularly. So do well to watch to the end. So maybe this can help you as well. So 2 of the complaints I got is that when they grill their fish in the oven, it comes out very dry. And the second one is mine looked very tasty. So they wanted my recipe, and yes, it's very tasty. So I'll be sharing with you 2 secrets to help you have a juicy fish from your oven. So the first thing is you want to start with a clean fish, tilapia in this case. When I clean my fish, I go ahead and put a little bit of salt, set that aside on a strainer, just because I want the water to drain out a little bit from the fish. And then after that, I go in with my special fish ingredient that I made, and I use this in my restaurant, but don't worry, I will leave the details of how to make that yourself in the description box, so do well to check. If you're not too sure about it, then send me a message, because I also do sell it under my brand called The Afro Flavors. So normally when I do this, I'll let it sit for like 30 to 2 hours depending the time in my hand, but sometimes I go in immediately. Like today, I just let it sit for like 10 minutes, and then I went in to put my green seasoning. Again, the details of the green seasoning, I'm going to leave it in the description box, because I already have that recipe on here on the channel. So once that is done, I take a little bit of my green, mix it together with my dry seasoning. If you do not have the dry seasoning, go ahead and use a tad bit of Maggi. That is also fine. And then I go in and dab that on my fish. Just press in your fish. Don't swipe, because swiping, you're just removing or shifting the ingredients from one area of the fish to another. Now, this is a secret. To get your fish to be juicy, use just one setting. I use one setting in my oven, and that setting is the above setting. From the top, I grill from the top only, not all around. If you think of how we locally grill fish back in Cameroon, precisely, we use charcoal and we grill from under, and then when it's ready, we flip it. So it's the same process. The second thing is the temperature. I use the medium temperature. I don't use high heat. If you use high heat, it's going to dry your fish. The third extra tip is to constantly go in and marinate it with the vegetable oil marinade. That locks in the moisture in your fish. So those are basically the 3 things that I do to keep my fish juicy. Yes, I add one extra. And then I go in to serve it. I plate it with my special red onion recipe. If you want that common onion recipe for my special pepper, I have that already on this channel. I'll put the link also in the description box. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you in my next one.